What's up, folks? So we're going to do a couple things. We're going to talk about some shit. I finally have a job again. Now, this is important only because this is probably going to increase the number of videos. Usually when people announce that they're doing something new, it's going to decrease the number of videos, but I've been stuck in kind of a rut lately. I think getting out into the world again will give me new things to talk about, so look forward to more regular videos every day or every other day, whatever. I've been having issues. I need to get myself back into a schedule. So that should be good for you, because I know I've been not very consistent, and I've said some shit some kind of stupid shit in some videos that I wish I'd worded differently. I've had to correct myself. It hasn't been good, okay? And I don't want to keep bringing you poor quality stuff, because if you enjoy my videos, that is important to me, and I don't want to disappoint you too much. So that's good news for everybody. Just to answer a question people were asking, what's going on with the probation thing? You never talked about that. I'm off probation. It's going fine. Everything was passed. There were no red marks on my record, so I got my deferred status, which means unless I sign up to join the CIA, it's never going to come up in a background test or whatever, or unless somebody watches this channel, I should never show an employer this channel. For real? I'm making a video. What's up? Oh, yep, I will. Thank you. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, so that the probation went well. So thank you for your concern, anyone, the several people who asked. Probation is a bitch, kids. Just remember this, all right? There's several things you can learn from me, okay? A, you're gonna get caught eventually. Don't kid yourself. Teenagers think like that. If they won't get caught, you will get caught. Also, don't try to cheat the system. See, I didn't try to cheat the system by trying to, get smoking while I'm still on probation. I didn't do that, and I didn't get in any trouble. Now, some people can get away with that shit, but I wasn't in a position where I could. The point is that if you think it's going to screw you to try to cheat the system, don't try to cheat the system. It's going to make the trouble, make it a lot harder on yourself. That's what you can learn from me. So to put something else on this video, where the fuck did I put it? I'm going to answer this long Dear Fatass question, which I haven't read yet. It doesn't say that it wants to be read privately, so I'm going to read it out loud. It's kind of long. Dear Fatass, I think I need some serious help and advice about me and my life. At first I wasn't going to send you a letter because I thought my problem was so unique to myself that no one else would have ever been able to understand it. After thinking about it for a few days, I decided to send this letter to you to see if you could help me, especially after you said you didn't have enough time to do a video at all. Up until about 4th or 5th grade, I and my life were fairly normal. I had lots of friends and did well in school. Everything about me and my family seemed perfectly normal. But at school, starting around 5th or 6th grade, I was always referenced to as the smart kid. I never really realized that carried a negative connotation. I usually took it as a compliment and thought that they actually liked me or admired me because of it. I just somehow never understood why people would look down on you for that. At lunch, I sat by myself and wasn't unhappy about it. I enjoyed sitting there and thinking about things quietly by myself. I actually enjoyed it. I guess I never saw myself as an outcast. I never saw myself as different, and I somehow never realized that other people weren't like that until much later. As I got older, people started to bully me and make fun of me. I also had an extremely hard time interacting socially with other people in the 6th grade. But I don't think it was because I was weird or nerdy. I was just more mature than other people, but also still a 6th grader, if that makes sense. Sure. As I moved on to middle school, I realized how other people were different, and I started to try to be like them. I tried to change small things like the way I talked, clothing, etc., just like any other case of peer pressure. I always had an excessive obsession with people liking me and being impressed by me. So I tried to act in ways that I thought would make my friends, including the ones I had before I started to be bullied, would be impressed by. He was trying to impress his friends. It was kind of a weird sentence. I'd always hated the type of people who had been douches to me in the 6th grade, but many of my childhood friends I still liked. I didn't think of myself as a social outcast without friends, but with my new behavior, pretending to be something I wasn't, I started to lose my close friendships with them. They would sort of mock me, and I looked back, and I get the feeling that they thought I was sort of odd. But they weren't the same type of people who used to make fun of me on purpose, etc. I continued to pretending to be someone else who I wish I was like, but the odd thing about me is that I don't even try to make myself someone that society always pressures you to be like. I try to change my personality into that of someone who I myself would wish to be like, even if that's not what I was, and even if that's not the type of person who society pressures you to be like. That's why I think my case of social pressure is different from any other. I hope that makes sense. We'll get back to that later. As my social life went down the drain, I started going on the internet more often and started listening to people like you and TJ. I thought of myself as more intelligent and better than other people. I think I was trying to find different ways to find something to be a part of, something to vent my anger into and to pretend like I wasn't alone. I thought I was attracted to people like TJ because of their somewhat outspoken opinion on God and politics. As I surrounded myself with this type of thing more and more, I started to become more and more angry at the people in my real life for considering this socially unacceptable. This only contributed to my way of surrounding myself with things like TJ's videos by reinforcing the types of things that he always talks about. I always feel like there are certain things I cannot say or talk about at school but wish I could. I feel like I have to act like I fit into some sort of clique, or the clique of not being in any clique. So I clinged on to TJ's videos and other people like him on the internet, and now I don't even know if I actually think that. This has made me utterly confused. Is that how I actually think? Is this me? Or was I just attracted to it because it gave me the feeling that I wasn't alone and the problems in my life weren't unique to me, which would then contribute even more to me to my social inadequacy. Now I feel like I missed something and made a big mistake. Am I really just the type of people that my old friends are, socially normal and content, or am I actually completely different than other people? I'm just utterly confused about myself. Did the way I was treated in 5th, 6th grade damage me mentally so much that it's led to this whole social awkwardness, which has led not only to me trying to fit in school, but also trying to be something else at home? The thing that really tears me up is when I see the people I thought or think I liked, or my friends show signs that they thought I'm weird. The other thing that I see my own problems mirrored in my younger sister, except they seem 2 times worse in her case. She's constantly worrying about her appearance, has a shitty relationship with my parents because of the way she acts, and tried to act like someone she isn't all the time. All this does is reaffirm that my problem is real. My other sister, on the other hand, was a top student in her class and got into Stanford and is doing just fine. I've gone to see a psychiatrist and it didn't really help me. Do I need professional help, or is this something I've done to myself and can fix by myself? I'm left with questions. Did the bullying that happened to me in 5th and 6th grade set off a chain reaction that has led to this? Is that my only problem? Wow. You were right, bro. It was kind of long. Alright. How do I explain this? I think that this probably is you. You want to be part of a group, man. That's your whole thing here. Everyone wants to be part of a group. I would strongly suggest, first of all, that you don't lock yourself off from everybody. Okay. I don't know how TJ was in high school, but the way he talks about high school, he thought he was too cool for school. He was one of those kind of kids. Didn't talk to anybody, thought he was superior. Take my situation, for example. I thought I was superior, because frankly I was smarter than most of the people I was around, but that didn't stop me from having fun with the situation. There's all different kinds of people to meet, man. You have to cut off this idea of cliques. You have to take that out of your mind. Take this group-centric shit out of your head. It'll help make this whole thing a lot clearer. Don't look at individuals around you as being part of a group. Look at their personality traits. This is how you want to seclude yourself from people. If you need to seclude yourself from people, you seclude yourself from stupid people, from intolerant people, that kind of shit. So look for that. Don't look for groups. Don't say, I'm not gonna be with this group of people. Now, I don't know how old you are. It was kind of hard for me to tell. I mean, you're quite clearly in high school or something, but I mean, you could be in middle school. It's really hard for me to tell here. But if you are in high school, if it's been several years since 5th and 6th grade when you felt all this shit went down, you might be surprised at how much people change. These people that used to make fun of you or whatever. I find that shit myself a lot. There's tons of people that used to, fuck with me, that when I got older, I started to get to know these people. They matured, I matured, everyone matured, you know what I'm saying? I think you should be more open to that possibility. Maybe you should try to, confront, not in a threatening way, but confront some of these people, that fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Try to get some closure on that. I wouldn't worry about your sister copying off of you. It sounds like she's acting like a teenage, or like an adolescent girl. Constantly worrying about her appearance, has a shitty relationship with her parents. Sounds like a teenager. Don't blame yourself for that shit, okay? It's not your fault that your sister is acting like a teenager. And a lot of this is just your adolescent thinking. People do a lot of shit like this. There's no reason to. What you're doing is you're taking yourself out of the situation. You're putting yourself into the situation where you feel excluded. You're excluding yourself. Okay. Before, in 5th and 6th grade, or whenever these people were making fun of you, they were excluding you. You know what I'm saying? But now, you are excluding yourself. You are the problem now. So yeah, as you said down there, is this something I've done to myself and can fix by myself? Yes. You need to, you need to put yourself out there. You need to start meeting more people. If there's some behavior that you're participating in, you say you're angry at a lot of things. Okay, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being angry at your surroundings, but is that anger manifesting itself in a way that's damaging to your life? Sure, when I was in school, I hated a lot of the things that I saw. I didn't like the commercialism and all the branding and all that stupid shit, and just the way that people talk. But for the most part, I didn't start shit about it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ostracize myself by making myself too much of an ass, at least in that way. So if your anger is manifesting itself in a way that's affecting your life, you need to do something about that, okay? But there's not necessarily something wrong with you being angry at the world. Everyone's angry at the world. What you have to understand about the kind of things that TJ and I say is that a lot of the shit that we say, you can't act like that in normal society. There's a reason that people don't say what they feel to each other, because we'd all kill each other. So you need to balance out your anger over things like politics and the unfairness in the world with actually interacting with people. You know what I'm saying? It seems to me that you probably don't have any kind of social disorder. It seems like you just you excluded yourself, and you made it worse and worse every time. You kept excluding yourself more and more. It was a vicious cycle. So I don't know. I hope that helps. It was kind of a convoluted answer for a convoluted question, but I think I tried. I'll talk to you folks later.